The classic American beach town is built around a single promise: massive, collective safety. During the summer, these coastal grids are packed with tens of thousands of tourists, patrolled by lifeguards and highly visible from almost every angle. But the moment the season ends, the environment collapses. The tourists leave, storefronts board up, and the bustling boardwalk becomes an empty, winter-worn skeleton. For the locals who stay behind, this seasonal vacuum is a massive draw. The extreme isolation offers a deep sense of peace. Runners and late-night walkers use the deserted streets to decompress, seeking out that rare feeling of having the entire world completely to themselves. That isolation carries a severe hidden risk. A town built to safely funnel crowds of 80,000 people is suddenly left with no witnesses, zero open businesses to retreat into, and wide stretches of unmonitored infrastructure. The physical design of an empty tourist hub creates an enormous, unlit playground. The features constructed to entertain large groups inadvertently form the perfect, quiet environment for predators to operate unseen. The boardwalk itself is a massive architectural hazard. Directly beneath the neat horizontal planks lies a dark, damp, unregulated void, supported by hundreds of wooden pilings. This cross-section diagram of the boardwalk illustrates the danger. Runners assume they are safe on the illuminated path, completely unaware that a thin layer of wood is the only barrier separating them from the pitch-black space just inches below their feet. One local teenager discovered exactly what lives in that gap. While running late at night, he dropped his house keys through the cracks. Hoping to find them from below, he untied his shoelace and slipped it between the planks to mark the exact spot. Before he could even stand up, the shoelace was violently yanked down into the dark. He crawled under the boardwalk to investigate, only to hear the distinct sound of multiple people shifting and shuffling in the pitch-black sand surrounding him. The boardwalk is a highly porous roof. It provides a dry, hidden ecosystem for squatters, giving them the ability to track the footsteps, habits, and dropped belongings of anyone walking above. Back on the surface level, the hazard changes shape. The boardwalk is a long, coverless, linear track that stretches into the distance without interruption. This geography creates a state of hyper-visibility. Intermittent street lamps act like spotlights on a dark stage. You are perfectly illuminated to anyone standing quietly in the dark voids between the lights. Another local runner experienced this specific terror when he realized a hooded man was standing motionless on the wood far behind him. The runner sped up, but every single time he glanced over his shoulder, the silent figure was significantly closer, yet always standing perfectly still. The endless corridor locks victims onto a single path. Without intersecting cross streets, alleys, or open stores to duck into, runners are caught in a geographical trap where the only option is a desperate sprint to the far exit. The few structures left open during the winter pose severe risks of enclosure. A 22-year-old seeking relief late at night stepped into one of the only available public restrooms, picking the furthest stall. The heavy, windowless design of the building provided perfect cover. Two older men quietly entered behind him, stood on the toilets in the adjacent stall so their feet couldn't be seen, and physically jammed the main stall door shut, trapping him inside. Beyond the buildings, massive seasonal alterations reshape a town. To protect the coastline from winter hurricanes, local governments use heavy machinery to build massive artificial sand dunes that resemble towering castle walls along the edge of the boardwalk. This overhead map of the beach town demonstrates how these temporary walls completely sever all lines of sight. A person standing on the residential streets can no longer see the beach or the ocean. They can only see a massive wall of sand. Sneaking past those dunes one evening, a young boy found an abandoned bonfire in the sand. Poking through the ashes, he discovered burning children's clothes and a charred photograph of a child who looked exactly like him, right as a staggering, aggressive man charged at him from down the beach. Whether they are isolated bathrooms or environmental barriers, these off-season features manufacture enormous, unobservable blind spots. They carve out massive arenas right next to residential homes, where horrifying events occur entirely unseen. Physically escaping these encounters is only a temporary victory. The real damage is psychological. The intense feeling of safety the locals associate with their hometown is permanently shattered. Take the teenager who dropped his keys beneath the planks. His family immediately brought in a locksmith to secure the house. But a few mornings later, sitting directly on his front welcome mat, sat his missing shoelace. The people occupying these dark spaces are not random tourists passing through. They are deeply embedded in the margins of the town. They watch, they track, and they know exactly where you live. The perfect, quiet desolation we seek out to clear our minds is the exact same condition predators require to hunt. In the off-season, when you finally feel like you have the whole world to yourself, you are entirely on your own.